Hey, I'm Paul Provenza. You are watching Comedy Matters TV, and a big shout out to Sirius XM as well. Why are you watching Comedy Matters TV? I really look at yourself.
Hey, it's Jeffrey Gurian here for Comedy Matters TV and Sirius XM.
And comedy does matter.
It does matter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm backstage with somebody who really knows that at Access TV's Gotham Comedy Live with the host tonight, my buddy Paul Provenza. How are you, man?
That was a fun show tonight, wasn't it?
Well, that was amazing.
Juicy crowd. It was fun. It was really fun. Really fun.
Well, it was so cool. I feel like we're really hanging out because we did Ron and Fez
Well,
this
I've spent
afternoon.
more time with you today than I have with anybody.
Yeah,
You know what? You may be the most. I think you're the relationship I've had the longest.
You're right.
That's
in
depressing,
several
Jeff.
years, right now
That's
it's so
really
sad.
depressing.
I know, it's crazy. But it was cool because I got to see you in Montreal this past week.
Yeah.
Doing the green room.
Hanging out
Now,
with Ron and Fez, which is always a blast. Ron is just so good. He's so
isn't that a
funny.
great show?
It's a great show, and Ron's such a great conversationalist, and he knows about comedy. He loves comedy. And the best part was I got to hang and spend a little time with getting to know Ron Funches, which is great.
Yeah, wasn't that cool?
Yeah.
He's so fun.
He's really,
I like Ron
really
Funches
funny,
a lot.
Really funny. He's
Yeah.
a great soul.
And that line I was saying to you, John Daly said to him, it was in a sketch, and he says to him, "You're like a big couch," and that's so perfect, you know. And isn't that great for him?
It is.
And he's doing his Tonight Show tonight.
That's
for the
right.
First time.
That's
His-
right.
His debut on the Tonight
That's
Show.
right. I wonder how it went. He taped it already. I gotta catch it.
Yeah, I'm sure it went good. He's funny.
He's
He's
very
so relaxed. So, what made you? I want to sit forward a little bit. What made you do Green Room instead of Set List? Because Set List is your newest show.
Well, actually, yeah, Setlist is in Edinburgh right now, actually, at the Edinburgh Fringe. But it was actually the Montreal people. You know, they like to mix things up. And so last year we did Setlist, and this year they asked me to come and do Green Room, and hopefully next year we'll do both. I don't know, I'd love to do both. It was, we've done both at the festival.
Oh, you have? Because
Yeah.
I was saying, it'll be like the Paul Provenza Festival. You did four shows, 4 green rooms with amazing talent. You had everybody up
Yeah,
there.
it was incredible. It was such a great night. It was actually better that it was small and we weren't shooting or recording because people really opened up. You know?
Yeah, well, there was no pressure. It was very chill, very relaxed.
Really chill.
People
and,
seemed very comfortable.
Yeah, and you know, talking about our friends, the comics who passed recently was, I mean, it got emotional.
Sure, of course.
So, you know, it might not have been quite as authentic if there were cameras and audio running, so.
No.
But, you know, the Green Room, the live shows are really fun to do. Yeah, I'd love to get it up somewhere else. We'll see. When are you going to buy a network, Jeff?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Maybe later this week.
You're
We'll
a
see what
Jew,
happens.
aren't you involved in show
Yes,
business? You're a Jew, don't you run something?
Yeah, no, I lost all my money in Only Kidding. If it hadn't been for fucking Only Kidding, right? That whole thing with the Blue Man Group, that was
We'd all
funny.
be better off.
Oh my God, yeah. But that happened to be a good thing. Paul was starring in a play called Only Kidding, and it was a great play, and it was very funny, and I invested
Jim
in
Gagin.
it. Jim Gagin.
Great
and,
writer.
and Larry Keith was in it.
Larry Keith, Howard Spiegel, and Andrew
Howard-
Hill Newman.
And Andrew Hill Newman. And it was about comics and the Catskills starting out. It was very poignant for those times, and it was funny. It was good.
Yeah. It was
And I invested $10,000, and everybody lost all their money. Yeah, right. But I did get to fix his tooth one time. That was cool.
All that matters.
That was all that mattered.
That's my biggest memory of that show, which was great to do, great fun, great cast. Doing the show every night was great, but the most important thing of that period of my life was that you had your hands shoved into my mouth.
And he's
That's
never
all
forgotten
I
it.
care about.
Right, he's never forgotten it. That's it. So what's coming up for you? Like, what are you doing? You're traveling a lot, right?
I think there's going to be some sort of a restraining order or some kind of there's going to be some legal hassles. I'm looking forward to
No, are you serious?
financial destruction.
Oh, yes, okay, yeah. Well, that's always a good plan.
No, just working on more green rooms and more set lists for the YouTube Nerdist channel. And doing
That's
stand-up and
is that all
working
Chris
on-
Hardwick?
The
Nerdist channel?
Nerdist channel is Chris Hardwick, yes.
But Nerd Melt is what?
Well, Chris Hardwick and Nerdist Industries have taken over that showroom. So it's at Meltdown Comics.
Which is
And
where
the show-
Kumail does the show, right?
That's
the Meltdown
right.
Comics. Yeah.
And the room, which is run by Nerdist, is called Nerd Melt.
I feel like we're falling into. Come here, sit forward a little bit. We're
Not the
falling
boss
into
of
this
me.
thing.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
So I'm working on a documentary right now with great help of Doug Stanhope.
Oh, really?
about a mutual friend of ours. It's going to be a very controversial and interesting documentary.
Is it me?
It's not you.
No,
it's
it
not
isn't.
quite that controversial. But yeah, no, it's pretty dark, and it's all about sort of the healing power of comedy in some of the darkest, most disturbing arenas.
That's right up my alley, though. I love talking about
Well,
the
you
healing
are-
power of comedy.
And you also happen to be dark and disturbing, so it's
Exactly.
screaming
So
Jeff
I
Gurian.
fit right in. Exactly. But I was a professor in oral medicine and orofacial pain, and I'm very involved in using energy in terms of controlling pain. I don't know if you even knew that. And so, so I would like you to. I wanted to say something to people in hospitals. Well, you know what? We'll do that afterwards. I want to do that as a separate thing. What I want to do, I want to focus on you first, and then I'll do a separate thing on that. Thank God for editing.
Yeah,
So,
man.
so when do you leave? When do you go
Wouldn't
back
it,
to
be great,
LA?
wouldn't it be great if you could edit your own life?
Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah, that would be awesome,
So
man.
sweet.
That would be so awesome. When do you go back to LA?
I leave tomorrow morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's so cool that I got to see you. Well, you know,
I'm telling you, people are starting to talk, Jeffrey.
when I asked you in Montreal, I asked Paul in Montreal if he would come on Sirius XM with me, and he said, "I'm not going to do anything this week, but I'm going to do that with you." And that was so kind of you. I really appreciate it.
No, I
That
feel
was
bad
nice.
for you.
I know you.
Oh, I couldn't keep a straight face through all of that.
We had a blast today, anyway, with Ron
So-
Fest, and I heard you're unmasked. It was really good. He
Yeah,
had you on the unmasked. He's going to send that
I
to you.
really hope he sends it to me because I had so much fun. He asked just the right questions, and the audience was just so cool. But I want to hear about you getting up and doing stand-up. You're doing stand-up. You're doing a
Yeah.
proper stand-up set.
Oh yeah, I've been doing
Where,
it for a
when?
while. Well, I'm doing a show this week on First and First. I've been doing shows for a while. I hosted the comic strip for almost 2 years. The Late Show.
Yes.
I did, yeah.
On purpose?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm doing Comedy Juice on August 12th. So many people don't know that I perform because I never really put it out there.
I know, you just keep writing material for other performers.
I know, and that's why all of them said to me, "Man, you're funny. You should be out on stage." And the truth is that I was nervous to do it for many years.
Yeah.
And about 5 years ago, I started doing it. You know, I start and stop, but now I'm really into it. You know, and I have.
It's a drug, isn't it?
It's a fucking drug.
It really
You
is a
can only
drug.
suppress it for so long.
Yeah.
And I see every guy out there. There's no reason to be nervous.
So you like itching to do a set when you get a chance?
Yeah, yeah, oh
Can't
yeah.
wait to get
yeah.
up there.
I'm anxious. I have to tell myself, don't be nervous, just go out and do it. Just fucking do it. Because if you know you're funny, you can't waste your whole life not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Here's the thing. It really is, I don't like to sort of, be like sentimental about this, but it really is a gift. When you give people the gift of laughter or the gift of just a new perspective or an insight or some surprise that just cracks them up and just, it changes everything in their lives for just a little while. And people need that, and it really is a gift. So there's something really virtuous about that. It is an addiction. Like, we want it, and we bask in the laughter and the whatever appreciation.
There's
we
something
get.
selfish about it too. Yeah, you love
There's
it.
something selfish
Yeah.
about it, but it's not a one-way street. It
No,
really
no,
is a
you're-
two-way
you're
street.
giving
We're really
and you're
giving to
receiving.
each other, and that is really cool. And that doesn't happen often in life.
It really doesn't. And so I'm just looking forward to doing more of it. I'm going to send you my set. I want you to see it.
I don't have time to.
Listen, it's so great to see you, man.
Good to
As
see you
always,
too, man. As
always
always.
the best. Thank you, man.
Thank you
so
brother.
much.